We're talking to Louis, who's calling in from New York. Louis, you're live on Truth Wanted. What's up?
Dan, Jamie, thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, absolutely. How can we help you?
You guys ready to talk about UFOs?
You know I'm always down to talk about UFOs, Louis.
So I have a true UFO story, but first I just want to say this has been such an enjoyable talk that you guys had pre-call in between Dan and Jamie, and then the calls were just really thoroughly enjoyable, especially since I, as a almost 30-year animal activist and vegan, have just really been appreciating all of this discussion. And
wow.
Before I just go into the UFO story, just wanted to let you know, the last caller had brought up an interesting topic, and I'm not sure if you're aware, guys, but back in 973 AD, a Syrian philosopher by the name of Al-Mayari, I might be mispronouncing his name, but basically he was talking about vegan philosophy back in 973 AD, and he's not like a white guy as far as I know. He's a Syrian philosopher.
That's a great point, Louis. And I picked up his name on the Sentientism.info webpage, a wall where people can sign up and say, this is why I'm a Sentientist. But I've also got a suspected Sentientists page where I've been putting celebrities and people who, because of their views on animal ethics and because they're also atheistic and humanistic, I think might be a Sentientist, even though they've never heard of the idea. But I've got some historical figures there, and he is one of them, because he's not just, a vegan philosopher. He also has a naturalistic, non-religious worldview as well. So maybe he was the first Sentientist way back then.
Oh, very good, very good. So my UFO story dates back a little more than 30 years ago, and I was in L.A., probably about 2 or 3 miles from downtown, and I was in a balcony. It was an open balcony, about 4th or 5th floor up on the side of a building, and it was late afternoon, so it wasn't dark out. I was looking out over toward downtown LA, and a stranger happened to pass by in the stairs of this building, and we were talking for a little while, and all of a sudden her mouth went agape, and she was like, "Oh my God," and she pointed into the sky, and I looked where she was pointing, and there was this object. It looked fairly close. Can't say exactly how far away it was, maybe a couple 100 feet up in the sky. It was fairly large, maybe the size of several school buses put together. It was a dark color, shape of maybe like a Dove bar of soap, but it had like hundreds or maybe thousands of flashing lights of different colors on it. And it was slowly traversing in the sky down towards downtown LA. And after about 25 minutes or so of slowly traveling down towards L.A., it went out of my sight, but the stranger who was next to me, who was watching it too, she, in shock, said, "Oh my God, oh my God." And I said, what? And she said it just broke up into it shot off into different parts of the sky. It didn't explode. She said it didn't explode, it just shot off like into different parts of the sky. So this is just, I don't know what it is. I called the Air Force that evening, or I tried to call the Air Force for hours, was busy. I'm assuming there's probably a lot of other people who had seen this. It's a really unexplained flying object.
How fast was it going? Was it a quick flash in the air, or was it a slow burn?
So the way she described it, I actually didn't see when it was down towards the large buildings over downtown LA, but she said it very, very quickly shot off in different parts into different directions in the sky. Now, as it was traveling down towards LA, it was moving very slowly and silent. There was no noise at all, because when we first saw it, it was right above our building. It seemed to be almost right above our building and passing over our building going towards downtown LA. And I did not see any, airships above it with strings or wires or cables or anything like that. It was very unexplained.
Yeah, my first instinct when I hear that is meteors sometimes, typically when we see the shooting stars in the sky, right, they go pretty fast, but occasionally they do have kind of slower descents, and they will kind of split off into different parts. There's a crazy video of footage that some people captured in Russia from just like a couple of years ago of one that was literally green. It was in the sky, and it was in the sky for a good, like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds, like longer than you would expect from a typical like shooting star. And I think that can often be confusion for people thinking that they might be some sort of alien aircraft. I don't know if that's what you experienced, but that's my first thought. Does that?
Not at all. This is not at all similar at all. Completely different, because, like I said, it took about 25 minutes to go from where we were, and it passed right above our building. Whatever it was fairly close. You can judge distance by the saturation of colors. I mean, as an artist, I'm an artist. You know how to judge distance by saturation of colors. This was very saturated. The colors that was flashing was basically all, colors of the spectrum, just flashing very quickly in different colors all around the object, on the object, but all around it. And it went very, very slowly toward downtown, and then it broke up very quickly into different directions. So just very, very strange. I've never heard a story like this, and I was not on drugs. I wasn't drinking. Neither was the person that was with me.
That's good. That's good.
I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying it was an alien.
Not saying it was aliens.
I'm just saying.
Not saying it was aliens, but something. Yeah, no, I get you. I hear people tell these stories on this show, and I feel so lame because I really don't have any stories like that, because I feel like everything I've ever seen could have been explainable by some phenomenon. And the frustrating thing about it is, like, you'll never go back to that moment. We'll never really know the answer, right? So that's right. If you're calling into this show, you're either one of two people. You're either a true believer or you're a skeptic, and it sounds like you're a skeptic on this one, at least. At least you.
I am.
What's your best explanation for what you think you saw?
Man, I have thought about this for years, and every time I come up with a plausible explanation, I have to say, man, it probably isn't that. Like, I was thinking maybe it's some sort of experimental thing that, like, I don't know, the government was doing. But, that sort of sounds a little hokey too, right? I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it's like the possibility of government aircraft or even like a defense contractor aircraft like that could be more likely than I mean, like if Lockheed Martin is testing something, they're not going to tell you about it, so I don't know. That might be more reasonable than what people would give credit for. But the problem is people associate secret testing with aliens, like every single time. It's like no. Sometimes defense contractors just want to test their stuff, and they don't want people to really know about it because they have proprietary technology, right? And other kinds of things. So it has more to do with capitalism than it has to deal with hiding aliens at the end of the day, and also just standard military stuff. But anyway, I'm glad you shared your story with us, Louis. I want to get time to our next caller here, so I think we'll have to cut this one right here. But thanks so much for sharing. And
take care, guys.
Yeah, take care. I hope you find more UFOs wherever you go.